Dakota grunted as her body trembled and came to a stop, just like her voice that died down. The darkness within the muzzle and Edwin's cruel face started blurring as she lost consciousness. Finally, she collapsed flatly onto the ground with a thud. Everything happened too fast, and she had not expected herself to die in such a manner. Is she dead? Florence and the rest of the people were shaking in fear when they stared at Gloria and Dakota's bodies. It felt so surreal to see the two arrogant ladies killed. Meanwhile, Dustin glanced at the scene without much emotion. Evil defeats evil. Dakota and Gloria had always been impudent bullies who did not reflect on their actions even after being taught a lesson. Not only that, they came to him to seek revenge. Their deaths meant nothing to him, partly because he was never a merciful person to start with. He saw no issue with getting rid of the trouble by pulling some tricks. How does that feel? Are you feeling the rage and pain? You must be dying to kill me right now. Edwin laughed evilly. To be honest with you, this is just the beginning. I have a few more hostages in my hands. I can play this game with you. Then, he walked up to James and pointed the muzzle at James' head. Your brother-in-law is the next in the firing line. Kneel or Dante, the choice is yours. Sir Hummer, I'm not involved in this. Please don't shoot me. James' legs turned to jelly. He fell onto his knees and wailed, you need to get the right person. If you are looking for your revenge, just kill Dustin. I'm innocent. That's right, Sir Hummer. We have never done anything to you. If you want to kill Dustin, go ahead and do it. Don't involve my son. Florence begged in desperation. Dustin Rhys is your son-in-law. The family will be dragged down by his actions. No one should dream of getting out of this unscathed. Well, the fate of your son is now in Dustin's hands. Edwin flashed her a mocking smile. Dustin Rhys, you bring bad luck. Look how much trouble you got us into. Kneel to Sir Hummer and beg for his forgiveness. If you don't, I will not let this slide. A furious and panicked Florence scolded Dustin. What are you standing there for? Kneel. I'm going to die if you don't. James glowered, his eyes red, as he screamed at Dustin. His body was shaking violently due to fear. He had witnessed the cruelty of Edwin in the killings of Gloria and Dakota. Edwin would shoot without as much as blinking an eye once he was riled up. James didn't want to suffer a meaningless death like Dakota. Edwin Hummer, I shall spare your life if you let them go, Dustin remarked calmly. Spare my life. Edwin broke into a laugh. Oh, Dustin, you still have not figured out the situation. I have the upper hand now because I determine who gets to live or die. What else can you do to me if I shoot your brother-in-law in the head? As he was speaking, he placed a finger on the trigger and was close to pulling it, but Dustin flicked his fingers and sent a silver needle pricking into Edwin's wrist. Edwin let out a dull grunt when his arm was paralyzed. Get moving. Run. Dustin reminded the others in the room. Run. Quick. Florence and James finally collected themselves and fled from the scene. While running, James toppled over a few times because his legs had lost their strength. Dustin frowned disapprovingly at the sight, thinking, what a loser. The quick-witted Dahlia had to lift her brother from the ground and help him escape from the villa. None of them wanted to die with Edwin, who had bombs strapped on his body. Edwin Hummer, it's just you and me now. It's time to put this to an end. Dustin inched closer to Edwin with murderous intent in his eyes. Edwin had long been on his hit list. He had made a mistake by letting Edwin live. Die. Edwin roared and picked up the gun from the floor, shooting Dustin in the chest twice.